States of America, Steffan Peters and Sabine Schut-Kery were part of that silver medal winning team here yesterday as part of the team event.
Hey there, I'm super excited about today's video, which is all about the Olympics. I don't know about you, but I am super excited for 2024 Olympic Games in Paris. I cannot wait to see who is selected, who gets to compete, and then of course to watch the competition. In today's video, I'm going to be highlighting some of my favorite Olympic memories. I'm going to be talking a little bit about our incredible sport of dressage and why it's so important that we support and help the equestrian sports so they continue to be in the Olympics. And then finally, we're going to talk about the competition at the Olympics for dressage, how it works, how teams qualify, who gets to the top of the podium. So today's video is proudly sponsored by the United States Equestrian Foundation. So USET is the philanthropic partner for USA Equestrian. So basically USET provides the funding to help our incredible athletes and horses actually get to the Olympics. And it is so important that we support foundations like USET or whatever you have in your country that helps your team get to the Olympics. Because when you think about it, it takes a lot to get not only the rider, but also the horse and the veterinarian and the farrier and any other support staff, the grooms, over to the Olympic Games. Like think about Tokyo. So if you're interested in supporting USET, there's a link below this video. You can go in, donate like $10, $30, whatever is comfortable for you. But let's support our team and really make sure that equestrian events continue to be a part of the Olympics, because I don't know about you, but I love horses, I love riding, and I also really love watching the top combinations perform. So first of all, my favorite Olympic memories. Go ahead, let me know in the comments what is your favorite Olympic memory. I have a lot of them, but definitely one of the highlights was the last Olympic Games in Tokyo. The US got the silver medal, and it was just super exciting because it was really close between the teams. We weren't sure who was going to come out and get the silver medal. And what was really cool is that Sabine Schut-Kery and Sanseo, they had one of their best performances and they really helped us to secure the silver medal. So Sabine and Sanseo are just such an incredible partnership, and I think part of what made this partnership so solid is that Sabine had been riding Sanseo since he was like 4 or 5. I actually remember her competing him first level here locally in California, and then she really developed him all the way up to the Grand Prix. So they had such a strong partnership, and I'll never forget their last center line at the Olympics when they went down the center line and did their passage, piaffe passage. It was just amazing. I mean, so expressive, so supple, such harmony between her and Sanseo, and that really is what secured the silver medal for the Olympics in Tokyo. I'm also going to pop in here. I have a little interview with Steffan Peters where he talks about the excitement and the pressure that the US team felt to get their silver medal at those Olympics. So we'll pop that quick little clip in here.
The moment in Tokyo when we had that silver medal was just unbelievable. It's something I honestly can't put in words. That was so incredible. At that time, Amelia, we knew that every horse had to go in, first of all, without a mistake, but all 3 of us had to ride full throttle. So you couldn't just say, let's be safe there. We had to go. That was the difference between getting a silver medal and being in 4th place. That's how close it was. There was never a moment there where we had to strategize or talk about it. We all knew, all 3 of us knew, including Debbie, what had to be done. and all 3 horses and riders did that. In fact, the US was the only team in Tokyo that didn't make a mistake, so that was pretty amazing.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed hearing from Steffan Peters. Steffan is just an amazing rider. He has been to the Olympics many times representing the US, and I really admire Steffan for how subtle and soft he is with his horses and with his training and with his aids. To me, Steffan is one of the most harmonious riders, and I've always admired his position and his seat and his way with the horses. Okay, so a couple other Olympic memories. Definitely Jessica Van Brendo and Dallara. Again, this partnership just has such harmony, and Dallara is a horse that I feel like she's a little bit different looking, but it's just amazing the talent that she has for the Piaffe and the Passage. And just you can see how much Dallara loves to do her job, and she's so eager and excited and just perfectly on the aids. So that was definitely another highlight. Definitely Charlotte Dujardin and Vallegro, always. I mean, that partnership was just amazing. I think my favorite Olympic memory of Charlotte and Vallegro is actually at the London Olympics, because I loved in her freestyle when she did her pirouettes to the bells. That was like one of my all-time favorite Olympic moments. And of course, Charlotte and Vallegro just had such an incredible partnership. That horse was so powerful and yet so much on the aids, and such harmony between the two of them. So that was one of the highlights. Another one is, of course, Laura Graves and Verdad's, one of my favorite US combinations in history. And again, Laura and Verdad's have such an amazing story. She got him, I think, as an unbroke horse. I think she got him as a full. I don't know. But anyway, she had him since he was a baby. She brought him all the way up to the Grand Prix. He was difficult, like super spooky, sensitive, and yet she was able to build an amazing relationship and a partnership with him and compete him at the Olympics. That probably is my favorite part about our sport of dressage. It's about a partnership between a human and an animal. And so much of our sport is about being able to communicate with very soft and invisible aids, so that we are bringing out the harmony and the partnership together. And the truth of the matter is that it takes so long. It takes many, many years of consistent training and riding to develop that partnership. But once you get there, it's like the most amazing thing ever. And part of what I love about the Olympics is watching and getting inspired from these top riders, because at the Olympics, what you see come out is the art of dressage. When you think about the sport, you think about riding the movement from point to point. But what the Olympians are able to do is they're able to make those movements beautiful and bring out the harmony and the art of it. And especially that comes out in the freestyle, where riders are required to do certain compulsory movements, but then they can put together their own floor plan and add in music. And that is one of my all-time favorite parts of the Olympics. So finally, let's talk about how it actually works at the Olympics, the qualifications. It's quite complicated, but basically on the first day, everyone rides the Grand Prix, and the Grand Prix serves as qualification for the special and for the freestyle. So the special is what determines the team medals, and then the freestyle is what determines the individual medals at the Olympics. So for the special, I have it written down here. So for the special, the top 10 teams qualify to ride in the special. And there's no individuals that get to go in the Grand Prix special. And then for the freestyle, it's the top 18 riders and horses. That's basically how it works. Once again, it's always very, very exciting and close at the Olympics. Everyone brings their A game, their best horses, their best riders, and it's going to be super exciting that it is in France this year. I wish I was going, but I'm going to Aachen right before, so that will be fun to watch. I hope that you enjoyed today's video, and like I said, please make a donation to USET or make a donation if you're in a different country to your team. It is very expensive to send our riders and our horses and all their support over to the Olympics, and it's so important that we support and encourage our sport, because it inspires us to ride better. It gives us something to look forward to. And I just think that the partnership between riders and horses is really sacred. And I love seeing partnerships. I love supporting them. And I'm very grateful to USET for sponsoring this video. And I would ask you to please go to that link, donate what you can, and become a part of our team or of your team if you are in a different country, because together we are stronger and we need to support our horses and our athletes. So thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like our channel, and I hope you have a wonderful day.